Rated T for teen.
Affirmative. Go ahead and move in, Charlie Squad. Tank support is en route. Roger. No resistance yet.
Get the fire on the enemy!
Frontlines Fuel of War is actually an infantry and vehicle-based first-person shooter set in 20 years in the future, where it pits the US, EU against Russia and China.
A fight between these two superpowers in order to gain control over the remaining resources.
We base the story off what if, we couldn't find an alternative energy source that really replaced oil. What would that mean to different countries? And it becomes more about how does a country survive?
Our frontline game mechanic is used both in single player and multiplayer. They're fighting for a few key strategic points and trying to move their front line forward into enemy territory. Instead of having this huge map where players are running all over the place.
Front line is moving up. Good job.
So it really makes the intensity much greater in this game.
Our open world, both in single player and multiplayer using Frontlines, is a key differentiator.
The way we approach it is we actually funnel the game. So you start off with a mini open world in the sense that you've got a couple objectives. You can complete them in any order you want. When you start, you can say, how do I want to take these 5 next objectives? Do I want to take them as a tank commander? Do I want to fly this helicopter or go on by foot? They get to choose throughout these missions. There's actually a lot of destructible elements in the missions too, where you may think this is the only way to go, but you can throw C4 on the wall and blow a hole through the wall and go a different route. Wherever you can see, you can go. If you see a huge refinery tower, you can climb all the way to the top and snipe people from above.
As things fall apart in the world, you're forced to look at the level in a new way and find a different path, or use the destruction to actually get to an objective.
As you play through, when you die, you're effectively becoming another soldier in that force, so time doesn't go backwards, and you, for the most part, don't have to redo all that stuff that you just did.
You'll finish one of the front lines the first time, and you're going to want to go back and finish it a different way because you didn't realize you could use this weapon or this vehicle that happened to be near an objective.
So it's really emergent gameplay, open world, non-linear gameplay, which in an FPS is pretty rare because a lot of the games are very linear. You kind of go along a rail and do the exact same thing every time.
We really like to allow for huge vehicle battles and just make it really interesting and cinematic.
The Western Coalition tank is kind of lighter and faster, while the Red Star tank is kind of extrapolated from the Black Eagle that the Russians are working on and currently have in service.
The Western Coalition has a Javelin rocket launcher. So what you do is you lock in the actual vehicle that you want, and you can shoot so that what it'll do is come on a downwards trajectory and pop the top of, say, like a tank. It goes for the soft spots.
On the Western Coalition side, one of the first things you get is this grenade launcher. The next upgrade to that is a railgun. The Red Star side, we changed it up a bit where the first one's a minigun, and then the next one is a sentry gun.
One of the big hits of the game is the recon drones. You see a lot of the games out there right now where they just give you reconnaissance, but our drones give you more than reconnaissance. You can use them for recon, you can use them for destruction, you can take out infantry, you can take out vehicles.
We've got things blowing up everywhere that didn't used to blow up. We've got little barriers that fall apart. It just adds so much to the energy of the world.
The drones that we have in game are much more powerful than other games have shown before. It's the role system itself that makes Frontlines really exciting because you have these certain roles that you can select from and they all upgrade 3 times. You have your ground support, countermeasures role, drone tech role, air support role. You can call in airstrikes from UCAV bombers. So you have precision airstrike bombs, you have carpet bombing, the fuel air bombs. The second role is the countermeasures role. And now this is really cool because it counters some of the abilities that the drones have. It's electromagnetic pulse. You can shoot a rocket out and it will disable the vehicles. It will just shut down their electronic system. There's a lot of versatility in as far as roles and loadout system.
When they first get into the game, I think they might be like, okay, where's this path that I have to follow and these exact things I have to do? And then once they realize it, it's kind of up to them.
The player can go anywhere they want to, anywhere in the game, at any time.
For different locations for the player, there's actually 10 multiplayer maps. So you can choose large-scale maps, you can pick the village map, you can pick the city map. When you join on, you can see how many players are actually on there. You can have battles with 32 of your friends or all competing against each other in this major world. You can have battles on foot, in vehicles, in tanks, helicopters. All of our vehicles are multi-occupant, so 5 people can get in a helicopter together, and while one person's flying, 2 people can man different guns on each side.
We're working really hard to make it so that you can just pick it up and play. You can fly a helicopter for the first time ever and just zoom around the level.
So you can really push the envelope as far as a hardcore style, or you could just go in and just shoot it up. We have 60 weapons and vehicles out there.
All the weapons and the vehicles that you see in the game, you're not going to see in any other game because they're based on what the military is prototyping and developing for the future. And we've kind of taken that inspiration and added some of what we call our Kaos theory to it.
With all the hours of gameplay that we have and the multiplayer capabilities, it's definitely for a very round faction of players.
We want to take the best of what we felt was missing in the single-player experiences out there and combine it with a really intense multiplayer experience and combine together on all platforms.
Direct hit! Nice shot! Yeah, baby! There! Done!
Charlie Squad, area secured. Kappa Squad, area secured.
Beta Squad, area secured.
Roger, front line is moving up.